Being put in charge of others sucks. Yes, I agree with that statement. I can't go into too much detail, but yes, I agree. It's so much better being able to just do your own shit. Doesn't always work like that in the world, but man, is that real. It's true. Also, I agree with what you said, Ragnar. A lot of things, like with better systems, could be improved. That's true. But right, like you said, like changing things that are already in place that are really large, like changing the system is usually such a headache and such a cost that it's cheaper and makes more sense to just leave things as they are, which sucks. But that's just one of those, like, that's how the world works kind of things. It is. That's why I always liked working in tech, because we would, like, see these big problems that could be made more efficient with different systems and try and fix them using that. And that's a really cool thought, because you think of efficiency and you're like, this is so great, this frees up people. So let's, you know, people put less effort into these things in these ways. It keeps things happening consistently, blah, blah, blah. But then no matter what kind of great system you build, you still have Joe Schmo doing data entry wrong, and it doesn't fix shit. So, and that's why I'm jaded and I love being a streamer. I love being a streamer. I love it. Yeah, fucking Joe. I built you this whole system to do this thing. It should work for thousands of people, make everything good. And then Joe's like, I don't want to be trained on it. Also, I'm tenured, so I'm not going to leave my job. There you go. That's the tech work experience, man. It's just... we're just going to use COBOL for 10 years, you know, etc., etc., etc. Joe's usually not touching that part, but still. But still. People are people, and people need things simplified, and... yeah. Yeah, and that's why when I became a streamer, I was like, oh, you know, I'll probably go back to working the job that I worked. And then I did this for a while, and I was like, wow, you know, I don't have to deal with any of that. Maybe I'll stay here for a bit. Maybe I'll do this until I can't, you know? That's just how it is. Yeah, the one problem you can never solve is people. I think working in tech, you realize that very quickly. Or maybe for some people, I think it actually is a long time to realize that. I would have so many friends working in tech. We'd be working on a project. They would say, I want to solve this thing this way. I've written this out on paper. This is the best solution to this problem. And I would go, okay. All right, what about the people doing this work? I want to make a program that lets someone do this. Okay, now somebody has to use that program. Who has this type of job? Is that person going to use this program? Nuh-uh, they're going to keep writing notes on paper in front of them. They don't want to use this thing, etc., etc. So you learn working in tech that you're like working against people so much. And I find that's why a lot of people in that industry get pretty frustrated with the job. And that's why they tend to like being just a programmer in a basement more than a higher level thing where they're trying to talk to someone and explain, oh, this type of system could do this, blah, 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 blah. They are like, just pay me to do my job and I'm leaving. I don't want to be a part of that, because they just, you know, they don't want to deal with users. Right? It's rough, man. It's rough. How much pain is the limited management you do today with like editors, artists, and freelancers, etc., compared to the tech? Not that painful. Much easier. Much easier. It's a lot of stuff. It's time consuming, but it's not that bad. And I'm in control. These people are working for me 100%. I'm not making anything for any of them, so I don't have to worry about any of it, really. So it's much easier. In tech, you're often making a product for a user. So it's like, no matter how good you think this one feature is, or, oh, it should be done this way, you have to look at it and go, yeah, people don't have that behavior. They're not going to do this thing, though, and you have to, like, adjust it. But, like, when you're in content creation, you're just doing your shit, and the people are helping you do your shit. It's a very different experience, so I like it. It's nice. Yeah, you said working in tech is mostly spent trying to convince people they need to use this new thing you're working on. Yeah, that's already been paid for, that they've already been told about, and you still have to explain it to them. That's the caveat, right? It's crazy. Can't imagine you miss all the corporate bureaucracy. Not at all. Not at all. And I was often in a position where I had to be that communicator, and I'd have to sit there and tell people why their ideas wouldn't work. I would have to sit there and tell a team why their ideas were really good on paper but wouldn't work for a user. And then I'd have to sit there and tell users why their ideas are not possible to make. And it was just telling people no over and over. And then when I would, like, crawl back into my basement and sit there and type and just build a thing for a while, I felt so at peace, because I was like, oh my God, there are no people here. No one had to sit there and explain anything to or tell no to. I could just sit here and make a thing. And so I loved the making stuff part of the job. I loved it. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I love streaming in comparison. You know, it's nice. Knowing a nice manner is the best soft skill. Yeah, you do a lot of it too. You get really good at it. You do. Your brother made a program thing for his work and half of his time was making a manual to go with it. Oh my god, documentation, the amount of time you have to spend on documentation because you have to make a thing for someone to use and then you have to hand them a manual. So if they forget, or if you're not there to teach them, you just have to be able to hand them some documentation so they can look through and learn how to use it, learn every quirk, know how to fix it, whatever. And brother, the amount of time that takes, and then they still need tech support because they can't refer to the manual. Oh, it's crazy. They put it on SharePoint and never freaking click the link. Yeah. You can look at the view history and see that there's fucking nothing for certain programs. It's funny. I hate tiger sugar. The flavor is good, but just drink a fucking milkshake, okay? It's not even tea.